washroom info.
Hi, takes.
Oh. What up, homies? Good morning. It's your boy. They've been changing around the view on YouTube here, and I like what I'm seeing. Looking forward to seeing more new features pop up. Now at this time, we're going to start the sleep stream here momentarily. We have an old cup of tea. I drank a protein shake. And, oh, I didn't take my vitamins. So, brushed my teeth, flossed, mouthwashed, fed the cat, made the wife breakfast and lunch. And here we go. She had her vitamin protein shake as well. I whipped up breakfast and I whipped up brunch last night at midnight. It is an Impossible ground burger, basmati rice. Me and the wife had a little taste of it last night. We shared a plate together. Oh my god, it was so good. Mm. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of the show. Now, the other day there was some commotion, some drama on the internet. I'm not going to mention any names, but I was asked by somebody why I didn't stick up for them. And I thought to myself, because I didn't know the situation, of course I know the person is a good, nice person. I don't know what the problem was, you know. I didn't believe it. I didn't go around saying it, you know. I may have said that 90% of women are ladies, hot ladies cover yours. And remember, 90% is a big number. But that's still 10% of you that aren't, okay? And that's a big number. 10% of the population of women on the face of this plane of existence, that's a huge number. 90% of men are evil. 90% of women are evil. 5% of men are good. 5% of men are neutral. 10% of women are good. Women don't even understand what neutral is. They don't know how to do a neutral drop in the Chevy Tahoe. All right? So, all I'm asking from you guys is to, if you see somebody that's down on their luck, don't make it any worse, right? We don't need that. I don't need that. When I'm down on my luck, which it happens, I try to be in high spirits, but even sometimes I come live, you know. I'd rather not get into it. I don't want to talk about it, so I'll act like everything is okay. All we do in life is act. We're constantly acting to see, you know, if you're told you better be on your best behavior, act your age. Just act it for 1 hour. Act your age, right? Now, I want to thank everybody big time for being a positive group of people that come in here. Yeah, we're surrounded by, you know, minions and peons that work for the devil and the dark ages and the dark side. But never forget that there is a side of light. And it's not so much that there's a side of light. Light is everywhere that darkness isn't. You know? Darkness looms in the shadows of light. Slightly. But it's there. If when you're looking in front of you, all you can see is nothing but brilliance and brightness. If you look behind you, the odd time you see the devil just inside your shadow, just there lurking. He can't hurt you, he can't get you, but he's there. He wants you to know he's there. Darkness is always looming. You know, I'm not religious, but I believe that there are good vampires and there are devilish vampires. I believe that there are good gods and there are devilish gods. We don't know how a god becomes a god, right? We don't know if it's a matter of retaining a scepter or retaining a crown or retaining a throne that makes you devilish. We don't know, but we sure can use what we've seen, right? We perceive things. So we look around, we see egos. We see a lot of royals thinking they're uppities on their thrones with their crowns and their scepters, and they have huge egos. They probably have some bad media. Maybe the stories or the rumors are true, but you know, they stomp out and destroy any rumors, right? Or, you know, facts, right? People spitting facts, they don't like that. So you have to ask yourself if it is possible to be devilish while being in power. And the short and sweet answer, which nobody wants to hear, is yes.
So this is why I believe strongly in dividing the power equally among us, giving us all 1% of say. And with this being done, we take away not only the monarchy system, but the capitalist system, the communist system. We go and we decide together as a unit, as a squad. Some of you may be better at the understanding of terrain and agriculture and water, than the majority. So the ones that do, they might pipe up and be like, well, we can't move to this area because it doesn't have good irrigation, or the soil is contaminated, or no one is going to step on your toes and go, no, we're moving there anyway. But if you say a couple of those lines, we're going to take into consideration very, very carefully your level of expertise, number one. Then we're going to take into consideration the fact that we don't have an expertise and listen and go with the experts on this, right? This is why science should never have sided with politics. Science, politics, and health have all teamed up to basically control what is here now. And that is wrong. We are told that if we don't follow this, this happens, right? Well, that is a level of ego by the high-ups who think they can run us, direct us however they choose. This is highly illegal. We have a thing here in Canada called the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. In the States, you have something called the Declaration of Independence. We're going to stop for a second, and just for a second, we're going to define the word, what it means to be independent. And after I read that word to you, after I define independent, you must understand that we live in a world that you're told you have to independently pay your taxes, you have to independently do so much. But then when it comes time to travel and go places, we don't independently just let you do it. You have to ask permission, right? You have to ask a bunch of people, pay a bunch of fees, define independence. And once we define independence, we will be better off here, understanding
Independence. Independence.
So independence. The fact or state of being independent. Argentina gained independence from Spain. Oh, look at the date on that. Oh, we call that the Clone Wars, 1816. That was the Clone Wars. Self-government, self-rule. So between the first two, you can see that the Declaration of Independence means you govern yourself. You govern yourself. You rule over yourself. Home rule. Self-legislation. Self-determination. Sovereignty.
Independence.
Autonomy. Non-alignment. Do you understand the concept of non-alignment? It is neutral. It refuses to side with liberals, conservatives, or goof NDPs. Freedom, liberty, autarky, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, self-support, self-sustenance, self-standing.
Independence.
So you in America, your sovereignty, your self-rule, your self-legislation, your self-determination, your sovereignty, your non-alignment, your freedom, your liberties taken when three people in separate entities at the top of politics, of science, and of healthcare
tell you you can't do a bunch of things, you can't travel, yet you see all the richest people doing what they told the middle class not to do. They are doing everything you're not allowed to do right now. I can't be more sincere in saying that I truly love you all. But I refuse to love the ones that refuse to learn. The ones that are empty vessels. The ones who refuse to listen. I will not be there to support you. Because not because you weren't there to support me, but because you didn't support your own independence, your own self-rule. You do not have dignity for your own self. I don't wish to be friends with somebody like that. I don't wish to congregate or associate with somebody that has given up their self-rule to 3 others who change out every 4 years. And one happens to be a grade 9 drama teacher running a country. No thank you. No thank you. I wish zero ill will. Zero. I'm a man of peace until you take away my sovereignty.